guys, this is Irene, and this is actually a requested video. It was requested by Mark Davis. Hi Mark. Thanks so much for asking my opinion on this topic. I love when you guys request videos. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and read his comment, and then I'm going to give just kind of my thoughts on what he brought up. It says, Irene Yvette, I just had a thought about beliefs versus reality and all sorts. It has to do with stereotyping, like people overcoming stereotypical points of view. You are an intelligent one, so I'm turning to you. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. And I think this is perhaps a video for you to do. No matter. I watch every walkaway video I can find and have time for. I think this is an absolute wonderful time to be alive, despite all the political polarization happening. I think America is soul-searching, and with God's help, praise the Lord to that, Mark, we will find the right path. Your speaking about welfare and Black folks falls within the realm of soul-searching because it needs the light of day. We need to disregard the old and usher in the new. He's referring to a video that I did. It's that I hear people that walk away from the Democratic Party say about 2 times out of 10 something like this. I walked away from the Democratic Party because fill in the blank. And I am an independent, or I am conservative and not a Republican, or I'm conservative but independent. Here is my question. Are these folks stuck in a stereotypical view of the Republican Party? Has the Republican Party done something stupid? Has the Republican Party done stupid things to not earn their trust? Are these people tired of politics or political parties and just think they will have more of a political impact remaining independent? Or is it that they don't identify as Republican for whatever that means? There's a lot to this, but why an independent? Why not a conservative and a Republican? I just feel like I gave you a loaded gun. Not really, it's cool. I'd perfectly understand if you put this on a shelf. No, I'm not going to put it on a shelf. I'm making videos today, so I'm going to put your video up. So honestly, this is what I think. I think that it is probably, people are tired of political parties. I think we've had a 2-party system essentially for a long time. We've had some other weird kind of parties creep up. I think what people are finding is that we are just American. And I have some just me, for example, because I'm one of the people that would fall in this, like, I'm in the middle. I'm very, very conservative leaning on a lot of my stances. And because I'm on YouTube and I make videos and I address only one topic in a video, some people watch my videos and think I'm very, very conservative leaning. I'm a conservative Christian. I have a very strong stance on immigration. I have a very low tolerance for crime. I'm very pro-gun. I'm very much small government. So I have a lot of very conservative Republican-esque leaning views. But, and I think this is why most people sit in the middle, there are a lot of very liberal leaning views that I have, more democratic centered views that I have. I do believe in social safety nets for the poor. I do believe that healthcare access should be available to all people. I do believe that we should tax corporations simply because we need to fill our pocketbook. we can't have lower income and then keep taking out the debt that we take out. I do believe in a level of socialism. I'm not a socialist by far. Again, but then I have some very Republican leaning views, whereas I believe in business sovereignty. I don't believe anybody should be able to come in and tell you what to do with their property. I believe in personal sovereignty. I think it's really important that we understand our children and our bodies and our person don't belong to the state. So I think most people kind of come in where I come in on this, which is that we don't align to the political parties and we're really tired of them. We find political parties to be divisive. We'd rather vote on particular issues and the stances on particular people, not simply support them because they're part of a political party, especially because we tend to sit in the middle of a lot of social issues. We honestly do. And so I think that's more what it comes from. I think Republican and Democratic parties are two extremes, and a lot of people just don't sit on those extreme sides. A lot of us really do sit in the middle. And so we claim independent, not so much as a political party, we claim independent. Do you guys hear that? That's my 3-year-old. I told you, he's a boy. And no amount of indoor voice conversation will get that child to have indoor voice. This is I have a relatively large house. Most people find my house pretty large. It's not a mansion by any stretch of the imagination, but it also has a lot of wood and tile floors. And so his voice like echoes, even though he's like literally nowhere near my room right now. Anyway, I think a lot of us sit in the middle, really, really sit in the middle. I'm often confused with a liberal or a Democrat, which is really strange because I actually have a walkaway video. And I didn't walk away from the Democratic plantation. I walked away from party affiliation. That's what my walkaway video is about. I think that was like it wasn't over the heads of some people, but it was definitely over the heads of people who have very polarized thought processes. So with that said, I think we are just sick of the bipartisan state. We're just over it. And we're ready to vote on and put our votes toward individual issues and individual people. You know, and then that could lean Democratic and liberal, or that could lean conservative and Republic, depending on what the person's bringing to the table. There are a lot of things about the Republican Party I personally don't care for. And there are a lot of things about the Democratic Party that I don't care for. I honestly feel if it weren't for the extreme people in both parties, a lot of us would probably feel more comfortable staying bipartisan as far as our political views. But I think a big problem is on the Democrat side, they're just going too far with just completely wanting socialism, just completely, you know, money, everything is bad, just with all of the homosexuality and like the kind of babying of people's emotions, and just the racial, like everything. It's just very annoying. And then on the Republican side, it's just deny, 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 like deny that there's even a problem that exists, you know, very corporate focused, less human focused. The idea of corporations matter most and people benefit from corporations. Now, I'm just saying my private interpretation, and I think my private interpretation is how a lot of people take it. So there are benefits and then there are drawbacks of both political parties. And like I said, generally I find that most people are very reasonable people who really honestly and truly sit in the middle of these things. And I think because there is a history of a thought process and a particular way of being that is associated with these parties, and unfortunately they keep propagating that belief with their stances that they take every election cycle, we're just over it. A lot of people are just plain over it. And so we are walking away from extreme leftism, but we refuse to walk toward extreme right. We want to do what is right without regard for what the overall rhetoric of a party says. We just want to do what's right. And I think that that's so essential. And I think a lot of Christians sit in the middle. And we sit in the middle because we're Christian. We sit in the middle because we have a great heart for humanity. We have a great heart for the poor. But we also don't want to see children murdered through abortion. We also want to make sure that we maintain our sovereignty, especially Christians, because I know, for example, at my church, almost everybody homeschools. We don't want our children to be property of the state. We require our religious freedoms. You know, we don't want our private areas infringed on by the greater debauchery of the masses. But unfortunately, no party is offering us options for all of those things. And so in that respect, yeah, we can't pick a side. We don't want to pick a side. And I will go as far as to say, I feel America would be a better place if we didn't have to pick sides. I mean, if we were a partyless system where we just straight up voted on the person and what they represent and not the party they're affiliated with, I feel like party affiliation almost gives you an out for thinking, you know, almost. Now, in my comment section, I know you guys are going to blow it up. And the reason you will is because people who watch my videos tend to really be forward-thinking, conscious people. But understand, your norm is not the norm of the masses, okay? The majority of people aren't giving things great thought and consideration. We get into some debates in my comment section. Long conversations, citing sources like researchers, pulling out links, pulling out scripture, having conversations. That's not normal in American society. People don't want to think. They want to be able to go, okay, I know that this is generally what people stand for, so I'm just going to vote for that group of people every time they come up for election. But see, I'm finding that people who are very introspective, very analytical, they're moving to the middle. We're sitting in the middle because we're like, it's not enough party affiliation. I care about what you are saying personally. I care about where your stances are personally, and I could care less what party you're affiliated with. It's the content that matters. And so I think that's what's really going on here, in all honesty. I don't think that the Republicans have done anything wrong, or the Democrats have done anything wrong. I think your parties stand as they should. It's just not for everybody. I think that's really what it's coming down to. I think the mindset of being American and doing what's best for Americans, regardless of political affiliation, is why people sit in the middle. What is the fairest thing to do? What is the right thing to do? That's all we care about. And unfortunately, no party fully encompasses all the qualities needed. You know, something I said and I say all the time in my comment section is, you know, everybody's like, the people on the left, the people on the right, you know, those Republicans, those Dems, they all think this. And I'm like, these are individual people. What part of this are you missing? There's no Dems. There's no right. There's no left. They're people. They're individual people with individual thoughts and morals. They're not just one big, you know, million-headed beast. You know, they're not working with one brain and one mind. And so it's disgusting, even the back and forth between the two parties. It's disgusting. It's a turnoff. Some people don't want to be a part of it. Some people don't want to be a part of what's being portrayed on the news. Every time somebody says right or left, when I'm not even right or left, but every time somebody says something like that to me, I literally cringe inside. I'm like, ugh, you know what I mean? I'm just an American. I'm not on the right. I'm not on the left. I'm on the side of America. You know, it's like a dirty word. You know, when you think conservative, it's a dirty word. Liberal, it's a dirty word. You know, and a lot of us are turned off by that. We don't want to be divided. We want to love our country and do what's right for all the people in it. We want to put our foot down firm when it has to be put down firm, and we want to take a soft hand when we need a soft hand. And a lot of times it seems political parties' hands are tied by their own self-imposed narratives. They are unmoving in areas. They stick to their rhetoric no matter what. And it's a fault. You have to know when to embrace your narrative, and you need to know when it's come time to change it. And rather than asking any political party to change, because we know we can't change them, we choose to sit in the middle. And I invite more of you guys to come to the middle with us. It's nice here in the land of being able to make your own free choices. It's nice here in this area where we look at individual people, their personal merit, regardless of political affiliation. That's where we want to be. We just want to be American. Colorless American. Not red, not blue. Just good old America. And so that's pretty much what I have to say on that. Like I said, I can only speak for myself, Mark. But when I talk to other people who sit in the middle, that's what I get from them. Is they just want to be an American and they want to vote on the right thing, no matter which side that right thing is coming from. So, yeah, if you guys have more questions, please ask me. I'm always happy to answer them, and I will talk to you guys later.